What is the longest commute you can tolerate? To work in downtown Paris, Julie must endure a 2-hour train ride and a 1-hour subway ride daily. This means she has to send her 2 children to the neighbor's house at 5:30 a.m., after which she immediately has to run to the station. However, this long-term arrangement has also impacted the neighbor's life. She asks why Julie can't find a job closer to home. With the children waking up so early each day and only seeing their mother late at night, the neighbor wonders if this is truly in the children's best interests. A nearby supermarket is hiring cashiers. Why doesn't Julie consider that opportunity? Julie doesn't know how to tell her neighbor that the salary of a cashier wouldn't cover her mortgage, let alone support her 2 children. She can only gently decline the neighbor's suggestion. Beyond the mortgage issue, there's a small but significant reason. Julie holds a master's degree in economics and was a market research manager before becoming a housewife. She's unwilling to be defeated by life's challenges just like that and wants to fight for a better life for her children, no matter how slim the chance. On Friday, just as Julie arrived at work, her supervisor called her in. The supervisor had discovered Julie's absence on Thursday and had fired Lydia, the new hire who had helped Julie clock out. Leaving the workplace without approval is unacceptable in any hotel. Moreover, due to recent strikes, transportation has been problematic, causing Julie to frequently be late, which forced her coworkers to do extra work. Consequently, the supervisor decided to fire Julie. Julie knew she shouldn't have skipped work for a job interview, but until she received news about the new position, she had to keep her current job. Julie first begged her supervisor, emphasizing her desperate need for the job to support her 2 children. However, pleading for sympathy proved ineffective. Julie then changed her approach, pointing out that with Lydia's recent dismissal and her own potential termination, the cleaning department would have 2 vacancies. Additionally, firing her would require the supervisor to invest time in training a new team leader, disrupting the department's workflow. It would be better to keep her, creating a win-win situation. She assured her supervisor that she would not make any more mistakes, skip work, or be late. With no other options, the supervisor gave Julie one final chance. Although her job was temporarily secured, Julie was acutely aware that as long as the strikes continued, her transportation issues were a ticking time bomb. To make matters worse, her credit card had been blocked, making it impossible for her to buy extra snacks for her son's upcoming birthday party. As the strikes intensified, Julie had to hitch a ride home, arriving late at night. A light rain began to fall as she brought her children home, and she didn't have time for a hot shower. She had to immediately start preparing for the next day's birthday party. The trampoline she had carefully set up was a hit with the children. Despite her exhaustion from days of work and commuting, she was uplifted by the joy of the children, momentarily forgetting her worries. That night, Julie was finally able to enjoy a good night's sleep with her children. On Sunday, her daughter gently woke her up at 1 p.m. The children, being considerate, had made their own breakfast and only called Julie when they were very hungry. As Julie cooked for them, she checked her phone and found a voicemail from her ex-husband. He explained that he hadn't answered her calls because he was abroad and had no signal, but he didn't mention the issue of child support. Just as Julie was about to return the call, something else happened. Her youngest son fell off the trampoline. Although he wasn't seriously hurt, it felt like God was accusing Julie of not being a good mother. She probably isn't a good mother, having to wake the kids before dawn and unable to provide them with a better life, even having to dip into their piggy bank. Julie looked at herself in the mirror. Tears suddenly welled up, but she could only wipe them away and keep moving forward. The traffic for the new week still looked bleak. Although Julie managed to catch a ride, the city was gridlocked due to the strikes. She had to get out of the car and run to the hotel, navigating through traffic, crowds, and countless streets. But she was still late. This time, her supervisor showed no mercy. Not only did the supervisor deactivate her employee card, but also issued a strict ban on Julie entering the hotel again, giving her no chance to explain or defend herself. Julie felt utterly lost. Without this job, she was truly on the edge of a cliff. After returning home, Julie suddenly remembered that the company she had interviewed with on Thursday had not yet called to inform her of their decision. Clinging to a glimmer of hope, she decided to call them and inquire.
Et on vous a pas rappelé?
Non.
Ben, si on vous a pas rappelé, c'est que le poste a été pourvu.
Vous en êtes sûre?
On rappelle seulement si la réponse est positive, mademoiselle.
The implication was that not receiving a call meant she wasn't hired. Julie was at her wit's end. Her only option left was the cashier job at the supermarket that her neighbor had mentioned. She removed her previous work experience and educational qualifications from her resume. She comforted herself, thinking that staying in the small town might be a good choice after all, as it would give her more time to be with her children. However, jobs are not like potatoes waiting to be picked.
Pour l'instant, j'ai rien, mais peut-être pendant les fêtes.
Après, je peux travailler dans les rayons, hein, si c'est ça que vous cherchez.
D'accord, merci.
The supermarket owner only kept her resume and did not hire her. Julie was truly at a dead end this time. With no job, she found herself repeatedly cleaning the house, often suffering from insomnia and staring at the ceiling until dawn. Julie had never shown the struggles of her life to her children. Regardless of the situation, she wanted them to remain innocent and happy. But when they begged to go shopping, Julie couldn't help but feel anger. Anger at her own helplessness, anger at her irresponsible ex-husband, and anger at this damned life. After calming down, she felt deep guilt. It was an adult problem, yet she had vented her anger on the children. To apologize to them, she took them to the theme park they had always wanted to visit and used her last money to buy tickets for them. Just then, Julie received an unexpected phone call. The interviewer informed her that she had been hired. She had forgotten to call her earlier because she was on a business trip. In the midst of despair, Julie's life finally saw hope. As she smiled, tears suddenly streamed down her face. No one knew what she had originally planned after the trip to the theme park, but now we all know. She will work hard and live well. And with that, the movie ends. The film, titled Full Time, left a deep impression on me. Nowadays, it's rare to see movies in Hollywood that reflect the lives of ordinary people. But this French movie Full Time effectively portrays the anxieties and difficulties in the lives of ordinary people. The protagonist, Julie, is also memorable. The title Full Time not only reflects her daily struggle at work but also signifies her role as a mother, where despite the immense pressure and busy work, she strives to care for and support her children, trying not to let the pressures of life affect them. This aspect deeply moved me, as I live in a similar family environment. Feel free to share your thoughts on the film in the comments section. See you in the next movie.